Welcome back to God Speaks. I'm going to try to make this video again. I just made it and I forgot to save it. So here it goes again on the fly. Straight download. Nothing to reference to. Just some thoughts that I was having to myself that I want to share with you. And this video is called Why We Kill the Messengers, the Masters, and the Avatars. The five monkey parable. So there's a story about these five monkeys, an experiment that was done where five monkeys were placed into a large cage. And inside the cage was a ladder. And at the top of the ladder was a bunch of bananas hanging from a rope. And don't quote me on this because I'm telling it as best as I remember it. And as I go, I will allude to or expound on what this story means as far as the title of this video and why I'm sharing it with you. But of course, as some time passed in the cage, one of the monkeys began to climb the ladder and go for the bananas. Seems natural enough. Well, as the monkey's getting up the ladder, he makes it only about halfway, a little more than halfway, when somebody opens up the cage door, brings in a fire hose, and fire hoses the monkey off the ladder and hoses him down so hard that he flies up against the cage. Not only do they hose the monkey down who climbed the ladder, but they hose all the rest of the monkeys up against the cage too. Remove the hose, close the door. Some more time goes on. Well, this monkey goes, "Hey man, I want those bananas." So he goes back to the ladder, starts climbing up the ladder to get the bananas again, and the same thing happens. Somebody comes in with a fire hose, hoses him off the ladder, hoses him into the cage, hoses all the other monkeys into the cage. Remove the hose, close the door. Some time passes. Monkey gets up again, goes to the ladder, starts to climb, and all the other monkeys are like, "Screw this. We're not getting hosed down for you." They run up, grab the monkey off the ladder, and just beat the crap out of him. They beat the crap out of him. Some time goes on. He tries it again. They run up, and they pull him down, and they beat the crap out of him. Don't go for the bananas. We're not getting in trouble because of you, even though it's the most natural thing for you and all of us to do. Don't do it. We're going to beat you up, man. So the ones at the helm of this experiment are pleased, and they decide to see what will happen if they remove one of the monkeys. So they remove one of the monkeys from the original experiment and replace him with a new monkey. Now this monkey doesn't know anything about what's been going on or what's going on. So of course, as time passes, what does he do? He sees those bananas. And he goes to the ladder, looks at everybody else like, "Man, why y'all sitting there? You see those bananas up? Psh, man, I'm going to go get them." Starts climbing the ladder. The other monkeys look at each other like, Psh. They run up, pull a monkey down, beat the crap out of him. Now, the monkey's all beat up in the corner, scratching his head. He doesn't understand why they just beat him up. He's wondering why they're not going for the bananas. Some time passes. He figures maybe it was a fluke. Maybe something's wrong with him. Maybe they were having a bad day. Maybe they're just sick. I don't know, but them bananas are still there. So he goes back to the ladder and starts climbing again. Of course, all the other monkeys look at each other and like, run over to the ladder, pull him down, beat the crap out of him. Well, I guess that monkey learned his lesson. Time passed. Nobody went for the bananas. So the experimenters are pleased. They pull another monkey out, replace him with a new monkey. The same thing goes on until all five of the original monkeys have been completely replaced with monkeys who were not part of the original experiment, never got hosed down, but all experienced getting beaten up by their peers, and now none of the monkeys goes for the bananas, the most natural thing for them to do. Now, how does this relate to why we kill the messengers, the masters, the avatars? Well, let's imagine that The bananas are higher consciousness, evolution of man into man's own godhood, the discovery of the spiritual creator within ourselves, and the unlocking of our superconscious and supernormal powers and abilities, and the state of the human being that is always supposed to have been, which is to have dominion over everything that has been created and to have all things under our feet and to be the lords and masters of the physical realm in which we find ourselves in. And let us imagine that somehow, some way, we got tricked and duped into forgetting about this, not going for the bananas. Maybe even at some point in the evolution of humanity, we were punished on a massive scale for trying to do this, trying to evolve ourselves and reach these higher states of being. For it seems to me that there is a serious aversion to these higher states of consciousness, this spiritual knowledge and information. Very few people actually try to reach these states of being and states of awareness. Could it be possible that this same story is a very good allegory as to what has happened to us on some level of our existence? Maybe the cage and the ladder and the bananas have become invisible to us and disguised as many other things. Maybe there are so many ladders and so many things to go for that we no longer can see the bananas, that which we were created to go for in the first place. And so whenever someone comes along who's climbing the ladder, who truly is higher up on the ladder, God and heaven forbid they have the bananas, what do? We gotta pull them down and beat them up, beat the crap out of them, take those bananas and throw them far away. And we don't even know why anymore. All we know is that's what we do. Maybe there's some deep-seated subconscious memory within the human mind of some kind of punishment for trying to evolve. I know Jesus suffered a major punishment for evolving and trying to teach others how to do it themselves and how to become like him and even greater. So maybe we can't see the cage anymore. It's written somewhere that the best way to enslave a man is to make him think he is free. We have so many options, so many things that we can get, do, and be, and have, and, ways of thinking and being. But the one that would empower us the most, those bananas, that spinach for Popeye, we don't really go towards that. We leave that to, the messengers and the masters and the avatars that we kill, because we feel much better once they're dead and they're gone and the stories have been changed and turned into legends and myths. It's not really true. It just makes us feel better. We don't have to go for that. We shouldn't go for that. Look what happened to them. Those kind of things. So maybe we didn't kill them all outright, but somehow, some way, somebody, maybe those people or beings who had the hose at one point, dumbed down the stories, changed it around, hit a couple things, switched it up. Maybe some other people monopolized and monetized it, So I feel like it's a great story, and it applies to, almost any way of thinking outside the box too much or going too much out of the lines or acting too or being too different and abnormal and, or going beyond the mass consensus of accepted reality. And so I bring this to your awareness to say, man, don't pull the monkey off the ladder, beat him up for going for the bananas, man. That's what it's in his nature to do. Truly, we are spiritual beings having a physical experience. It is our nature. It is within our nature as spiritual beings to remember that we are spiritual beings in this physical embodiment and to assert spiritual laws and truths and higher consciousness with power and dominion over this realm and all things in it that would hold us back and hold us down. So I bring this to your conscious awareness to say that, to help you remember why we do it and to stop doing it, because nobody's hosing us down anymore. Nobody's hosing us down. It's just a repetitive, on autopilot type thing. Yeah, sure, maybe, there are some groups and individuals who come up with reasons and excuses for why we should kill the messengers, the masters, and the avatars. People who defame them or create, stories and, horrid things about them, and maybe even pay people to get behind the bandwagon, just like they did with Jesus and some of the others. But really, nobody's hosing us down anymore. So we can stop this process. And maybe if we stop and we finally let some people get the bananas and we see what that looks like, maybe if we allow someone to fully evolve into what we were meant to be again, before we kill them in one way or another, maybe we'll finally be free. Maybe our eyes will be open and we can see the cage again. Maybe we can see which ladder is the right one. Maybe we can see the bananas. Maybe we can see our captors and the ones who put us in the cage. Maybe we'd be empowered enough to no longer be enslaved by them. Who knows? Maybe these are just the rambling thoughts of a madman. Or maybe it's truth. This has been God Speaks. I'm going to save this video this time. I love you. Don't beat the monkey up, pull him off the ladder, and take his bananas, man. Don't do it. Peace.